Hi everyone. I just had a spectacular visit with my family and friends in Israel, and now I'm back in New York, and we're in Parshas Trumah, chapter 26, verse 15. Va'asita et hakrashim lamishkan atzei shitim umdim. You should make the beams of the Mishkan out of acacia wood, and they should be standing. What is the Mishkan? The Mishkan is the mobile tabernacle, the mobile sanctuary that was the center of the Jewish camp for 40 years in the wilderness. It's where God's presence was found. Krashim are the beams. Atzei shittim, acacia wood, is a type of cedar. And how are to build the walls of this mobile sanctuary? The beams should be vertical, not horizontal. Unlike building with Lincoln logs, some of you might remember that toy, and you build these log cabins, and you would lay the beams horizontally to build your cabin. But here in God's sanctuary, he wanted the walls, the beams, to be vertical. So that's one question. Why vertical? And two, where did the Jewish people get these krashim, get the acacia wood, these beams in Egypt? Certainly wasn't found in the wilderness. It seems from the way it's written in the Torah, hakrashim, that they were brought with them from Egypt. So Rashi informs us that Yaakov Avinu understood that Egypt was temporary and that eventually the Jews would be leaving and would need they would need acacia wood, they would need these cedars to build the beams of the sanctuary. Divine inspiration. So one of the ideas that I got out of this Rashi was how Yaakov Avinu was looking forward. He was not just planning for himself now, but future generations. That's a Gemara in Tainus. Choni Amagal sleeps for 70 years, and he sees a man who's planting a carob tree. And he says to the man, "You're old, and this carob tree is not going to bear fruit for at least several years from now. Why are you planting it?" He said, "Because someone planted carob trees for me when I wasn't around. It is my responsibility to think about those who will come after me." So number one, it's about thinking forward. Our actions should always think about how it will impact future generations. Number two, the way that the beams stand vertically. So I heard this from my friend, Rabbi Dr. Isaac Chevelle, who told me that he heard from Rabbi Amital, who was the Rosh Yeshiva of Gush Etzion, Zecher Tzadik Levracha, said that the tabernacle represents our service to God. And that the way that we serve God should be just the way as a tree grows, bottom up, always going upwards towards the sun. And I always think about, when people ask you about maybe, where are you religiously? Are you very right? Are you very left? I think that's a misnomer. I think in Judaism, it's not about horizontal direction, but in spiritual growth, it's all about vertical. Either I'm going up or I'm going down, and we should all try to be like the trees in that sense, that we can learn from them that they're always going upward and hopefully going straight as opposed to right or towards the left. So what did we take away from the Mishkan? When it comes to service of Hashem, we should be thinking about not just ourselves at now, but how it will impact future generations. And number two, we should always think about our growth not as right or left, but as vertical, always trying to go up as trees. If you like what you hear, please pass it on. Shabbat Shalom.